You guys know here lately, my video's been kind of acting funny. It Medusa's up and freezes a little. So if any audio starts cutting out or anything like that, please feel free to let me know down here in the chat and I'll turn off the camera so that you guys can hear me. Okay. But my name is Jacqueline Sedbury. I go by Jackie. I am a part of the instructional technologist team here at TSTC. And our mission is simple, but we feel very important. We're here to help you. Okay. So throughout this transition, there will be, of course, some challenges. I mean, the only thing we can count on, right, is change. But we're here to facilitate that for you guys. We know how busy you are, so we try to make this as easy as possible. Wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys a little bit today about calendar, announcements, and attendance. Okay. This is the instructional technologist team. Jessica Ibarra Alvarez is our boss. And then you may have had contact with either myself, Stephen, Desiree, or Victoria before. If you dropped some type of request for an issue that you were having with your learning management system. But that's what we're here to do. We're here to help you. Okay. So don't hesitate to reach out and ask if you have questions, because our mission is to promote quality learning experiences by providing you support. I mean, you guys are the backbone of this institution. And so it's important with everything that you have to do that you have the support that you need. So that's why we're here. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and get started and talk to you guys a little bit about our agenda and the things we'll be talking about today. If you have questions as we go along, you're more than welcome to drop them in the chat. Just know that I may not see them until later, but I will address everything that's over there, unless, of course, one of my coworkers who are in the meeting with me does it first. But I wanted to go ahead today and talk to you guys about utilizing your calendar. I know really there hasn't been any training on this yet. So because you guys are busy, this will help keep you organized. I'm going to show you how to access it. I'm going to let you see how you can view your calendar for multiple different courses here. We'll talk about your events and to-do lists. And then, of course, how to set appointments and office hours. So that way you make yourself accessible to the students. They can sign up for it. We're going to go into that. I'm also going to be talking with you about attendance so that you can keep up with students and so that they can keep up with what they're supposed to be doing. We'll definitely be showing you how to add attendance in your navigation menu if it's not already there, because by default it doesn't show up, but I'm going to show you how to get that done. We'll also talk about using Roll Call, which is the program that helps you take roll in Canvas. I do understand that maybe not all of you will utilize it, but we'd like for you to know about it in case you need it. Also be able to choose whether or not to make that attendance assignment gradable, change any of those grading posting policies, and even keep an attendance report for yourself. So we're going to go over that. And then also we're going to talk about using announcements. Obviously, this is how you tell your students, hey, this is what's got to be done, or you need to be aware of something upcoming. So it's an important thing to have. So really wanted to go ahead. I know that probably many of you have been to maybe some of our basic training, and we did go over this, but I felt like it was important for us to touch on this again. So we'll be able to talk about changing those settings and post your announcement and things of that nature. So let me go ahead and get started by rolling on over to Canvas. Let's do that here. I know most of you have probably already utilized Canvas at this point. And eventually when Moodle goes away, I'm sure that they'll have some kind of icon here. But for now, how we get to Canvas from the portal is going to be right up here where it says applications. We get a drop down menu. Canvas is the first thing up at the top. So if I click on that, it's going to take me straight over to my dashboard. Okay. Now, obviously, you probably won't have as many courses or the mess here that you see in mine, but you should have a dashboard that looks something like this. Let's go ahead and start with calendar, okay? Now, this little blue bar over here to the far left-hand side, we refer to that as your global navigation menu. This is going to be with you no matter where you go in Canvas, and this is where you'll find your calendar. If you click on that, it's going to bring up your calendar. Mine's going kind of slow today. Okay. I've got it on agenda right now. Let me go to month. And you'll notice up here at the top, I actually have the ability to view it from either the week, the month, or my agenda, where all the things that I have scheduled, I can look at those in list view like that. Okay. But let's say, for example, I need to add something to the calendar. Maybe perhaps there's some type of upcoming assignment or something that I need to be aware of. This little plus sign up here is one way to do it. The other way is simply going to the date in question and selecting it, and then adding either, say, if you have an event. I mean, the event and to do is pretty self-explanatory. It's mostly for you. You know, if you have something that you need to remind yourself about, you need to see that calendar when you come in here. You can go ahead and add those little things here to your calendar in that way. So, you know, pretty self-explanatory there. But I did want to go ahead and talk about your appointment group. Okay. Your appointment group is basically how you're going to be able to either set office hours or set up some type of block of time. Say there's a lab that you've got that you're going to have for students, things like that. This is how you can create those blocks so that students can meet with you, and you can custom tailor that to your availability. So to do that, we'll go ahead and click on appointment group right up here. And when I do, it'll give me the ability to say name what that's going to be. Let's say I'll do office hours for now. Okay. Now I've done that. Where's the location? Well, for the purposes of this demonstration, online. And then you'll notice below here, it says select calendars. Now you've got more than one course, I'm sure, probably a bunch. So if I click on select calendars, I can choose which calendars I want this to appear in. For this, we'll just go ahead, put it in the Canvas IT course. Actually, let me go ahead and put it in my sandbox just so I don't annoy anybody. I've already selected the date by going to my calendar and simply clicking it. If I want to change that, I have the ability to do that here. Now, let's say, I think that I've got time for office hours between noon and 3. Place that information in here. When I do that, I can choose, and I don't need this extra one, but you can place as many of these here as you like. I can choose what type of slots. So if I want to give the students a 30-minute time frame, likewise, if this is some type of lab, you have the ability to change how big of a time frame here, and it's just easier really to type it in. But 30 minutes, that should be good for what I'm doing here. So I can, gotta hit my number lock. I can type in 30 minutes. And when I do this and press go, bada bing, bada boom, that right there is going to section out all those 30-minute intervals here. So that it'll be on the calendar where students can sign up for it. When I do that, I can go ahead and if I'm done, I can publish it, but you do have the ability to make some additional changes here. For example, maybe perhaps I want to limit that time slot to one user. It's one-on-one, you know, office time. Fine, I can do that here. Or if I've got a lab and like say 3 or 4 people can join, I can change that here. Okay. So this is pretty handy. Now, if I don't want to do that, I can just simply untick that box. And if you want to allow students to see who each other has signed up for things, you can allow that here. That preference is yours. Of course, we can limit the amount of appointments someone attends. For example, if Sally came to one of my 30-minute office times, she can only come to one if I tick this box off and leave it at 1. If I don't care how many times she comes in, I can untick that box. And any details that I want to provide about this, I can simply type down here in this box. When I do this, I'll click publish. I'm just going to publish it there to the calendar. Let me scroll down so you can see it. All of these little office hours are now here. Okay. So I can see when these are available, so can students. They can click and sign up for whatever that is here. And when you hover over it after a student has signed up for one of these, you'll actually be able to see their name. So that's handy too. Oh, I will be meeting with Jimmy later. Okay. If you decide, you know what, on this particular day, I need to take my lunch at 12:30, I can easily edit this right here by clicking on that particular time slot. Come on over here. I can delete it if, say, I don't want it to be there anymore, or I can change it. Maybe I want just a 15-minute interval, things like that, okay? So that's handy too. If I don't want that there, boom, I can delete it. It's gone. That little block of time no longer exists there. Okay. So this is something super handy to have. Obviously, you can use it as you like. And I'm sure probably a lot of you are thinking, hey, looks like there are some different colors here for the different things on your calendar, Jackie. That's right. Here's how I do that. If you'll look, let me scroll on up just a little bit. Over here to the right, you'll see that I've got this calendar here. And you'll notice it's kind of got things blocked off to where I've got things that are pending. I can come over here to any class I'm enrolled with and select it. See, so for example, the reason that that green is there, I've got my own little course selected here. If I don't want to see that on my calendar, I can take it away just like that. If I need to see multiple different classes and multiple different things on this calendar, simply check it off. To be able to change the colors, I can actually click on the little ellipsis over here to the right and select a different color, and it will change how that looks on my calendar. And I think I heard a hand go up. Let me have a look and see. Or something in chat. Okay. What is the easiest way to duplicate those office hours from one week to the next? That's an excellent question. As far as it goes, you kind of do have to set it up for each individual week. And I apologize for the inconvenience of that, but because things change, I mean, yeah, you do have to come in and set it up for that. I'm not sure, unless one of my coworkers knows. I don't think there's a way to duplicate that, but let me have a look and see really quickly, since you asked about it. I'm pretty sure that there's not a way. Yeah, you'll have to do it individually per each particular appointment that you set up. Okay. Yes, Katrina.
Can we like add a meeting link to that? So if the student clicks on it, I can add my my Google Chat link in there, and so they can click into that and go straight to the meeting?
Excellent question. Yes, ma'am, you absolutely can. And you would do that by when you come in here to your appointment group, you can drop that link right down here in the details. You'll notice when I hover over these, the one that I just made anyway, because I put something in the group details. Stop it. I'll be able to stop it. I'll be able to see what those details are. Once they click on it, they'll be able to go to that, click on your link, go straight on to wherever that meet is that you have scheduled. But good question. Yes, ma'am.
Also, one more. I'm so sorry. Will this reflect on our actual calendars, our, Google, our email calendars too?
Great question. And it can if you choose. Here's the thing. I don't know about you guys' calendar. Mine's already got all the stuff from, the day-to-day that I have myself. If you want to do that, you can. What you would do is come here to where it says calendar feed. And if you click on that, it's going to give you this little link right here so that you can copy and paste that into, say, your Google calendar. You could do that. It's not something I recommend, but I mean, it is your preference. So if you want to do that, you certainly can. And if you want to say, have a look at that calendar feed, I can click on this and it will bring to me, download me a little detailed thing. It'll take me basically to wherever it is that I want to go ahead and add this. It defaults to Outlook. But yes, you can add it if you want, because there's so much stuff going on in so many courses. I would kind of be afraid of what your Google Calendar would look like, but you can if you choose. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. I'm not telling you not to. I'm just saying it might. It might become overwhelming when you look at your Google Calendar, but you can do that. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and if you do have things for certain classes that don't have a date that is on your calendar, if you look over here to the right, you see this little area that says undated. If I click here, I can see all of the other things, say in these courses that I may have, that simply aren't on the calendar with a date. So if you're not seeing something, it could be that is a non-dated thing, and this is where you would find that information here. Okay. But these are good questions. And while we are here, are there any other questions about calendar so far? I want to make sure that I get everything covered that you may have questions about. Okay. All right. Well, if not, and these are good questions. Hey, if you got the question, someone else has it. So please feel free to ask it. I'll go ahead and keep moving on, but this is all that I was going to cover on calendars unless you have any other questions. And if not, we'll move on to taking attendance. Okay. All right. So that's basically it. You can see this from anywhere. If there is something that you're not seeing that you know is supposed to be there, just make sure that you come on over here and that you've got that particular course ticked off here. That way you'll be able to see it. If there is something that you don't need to see, untick the box and change the colors, of course, you can do over here to make it easier for you to view the differences between classes. Okay. All right. Let's talk about attendance. Okay. Now, normally, let me go ahead and grab a course real quick. I'm going to come on back to my dashboard. And of course, obviously, you can select a course from here. You also have the ability to click on courses and it'll pop this little thing out and you can select a course from here as well. I'm going to go to this one for the purposes of this demonstration. Okay. And this right here to the right of the global navigation menu, this is your course navigation menu. So for every course you have, there'll be a little menu to help the students get along there. If you're not seeing it, these the little 3 bars up here, the hamburger or cake menu, whatever you want to call it, because it's layers. If you're not seeing it, clicking that will expand or contract that course navigation menu. You actually have the ability to custom tailor what you want in this. And if you don't see attendance here, the reason why is because perhaps it's hidden. By default, it is hidden. Okay. So if you come to your course and you're not seeing that, here's how you'll make it appear. Let's perform some magic. Scroll down to the bottom of that course navigation menu and you will find settings. Pardon me. From here, when I click on that, the first thing I'm going to see is going to be the course details. It's an automatic thing that pops up, that tab. Okay. Now, if you'll look over to the right of that, you'll see the navigation tab. When I click on that, this is what's going to allow me to custom tailor this menu here. So if there's something that, say, I don't need students to see, or I need them to see, I can make those adjustments here and even change what order they see them in, except for home. Home is solid. It stays put. Okay. But let's say I don't see attendance. Okay. There are oftentimes things that are down here below in the hidden section. And you'll notice attendance is one of them. Anything up here above that you drag down here to this area is going to be hidden from students. It's going to be hidden from this navigation menu. So I want to be able to see attendance. Me, I personally do. If I want to do that, and this is a great thing about Canvas, click, drag, drop. So let's say I want it to be right up here. I let it go. And then in order to keep it there, make sure that you come down here and click save. Once you do that, voila. I see attendance right over here in the navigation menu now, where it wasn't before. And excuse me, I talk too much. So I see it here. And so now I have the ability to click on this and take attendance. But if you don't see it, that's how you're going to make it magically appear. Okay. So to take attendance in your course, obviously in the course that you're in, you're going to click attendance here. Okay. And that is going to bring me to your beautiful roll call. It is an external thing that is integrated into Canvas to help you keep up with your students, to make sure that they attended, or if they're late. It's a running words are escaping me. Basically, you can see when people have been in class, when they were late, and there's even a little calendar up here to the right-hand side that will allow you to go through day by day and have a look and see. Help you keep up with folks, okay? You actually have the ability here, and I've only got this one course, but let's say you've got multiple sections here. If you have multiple sections, you could select all or specific sections to take roll in. And the moment that you do that, let's see, I say Jesse's not here. You notice you can just click on this little box here. Check mark is present. The X is not present. And then the little yellow is tardy, okay? When I do that, that's going to give me the ability to keep up with students. You'll notice to the right of these little lines here, there's a more button. If I click here, that is going to expand. I can do the same thing here that I could by clicking on those little buttons. Like I can say, nope, he was here. Nope, he was late. I can do that here too. But it gives me a little bit more information about the student, like how frequently was this person late or absent. So that's helpful too. Kind of keep a running tab on folks and make sure that, you know, when they were there or when they weren't. Okay. So that's helpful. Maybe perhaps I made a mistake and I need to unmark all of these and go back and take attendance again. If I click on mark all, it's going to wipe that all away. If they were all here, I can click mark all present and they're all marked present. Okay. So that's handy. If perhaps say I want to change settings, I don't know if you guys noticed or not when I was going through here, that if somebody's tardy, let's see, I click on the more over here. Okay. You'll notice it says attendance 80%. Automatically by default, your roll call is going to set it at 80%. You can change that though. Maybe perhaps you don't want to give that much credit for somebody being tardy, or maybe you want to give more. It's your choice. In order to make those changes, there is a little gear up at the top right-hand corner of roll call attendance. And if you click it, it's going to give you a couple of options. Roll call settings is going to be the first one. So if I choose, you know what, I'm going to be a little more lenient and say, I'm going to give them, I'll give them a 90 for being late. I click on that there. I can also choose whether or not to count attendance towards the final grade. Again, you're the instructor. This is your preference. However you run your class, this will be the decisions that you make here, okay? Maybe I do want to count it. So as soon as I make those changes, I can just click out of that, and it will make those changes for the particular individual after clicking out of it and clicking back in, okay? I also wanted to show you, if you needed it, I don't just in case, click that year, there's actually an attendance report. And so if I click on the attendance report, it will allow me to place that information in here, like select the filters from the date range. I know somebody asked something, so I'm about to answer you. Let's see.
You were breaking it for just a second, but you're good now.
Okay, and see, I knew the Medusa thing was happening. Thank you, Des. My bad. I just want to make sure you guys hear what happens again. But here, yes.
You're breaking up again, Jackie. You might want to turn off your camera. Maybe that'll help.
Medusa. All right, I'm sorry. All right.
I think we might have lost Jackie. She might have lost her connection. But let me just see if I can pick up where she left off. So we did go over the roll call tool. And let me see what else she wanted to touch on. I know that she was going to touch on posting of announcements. So let me go ahead and bring that up. You can just bear with me for a second.
Thank you, Victoria.
No worries. So let's see. So we do have using roll call. So we can go ahead and move on to using announcements in your course. So let me go ahead and pull up a a Canvas course. And I'm going to go ahead and switch this over. So most of all of us will know how to post an announcement. If we can just navigate to one of your courses, and over here on the leftmost side in your course, you'll have this little menu hamburger icon, cake icon. I know L&D uses that. But here underneath home, you should see a tab that states announcements. So from here, if you want to go ahead and click on that blue button, I'll go ahead and do it again. Click this blue button. Hopefully Jackie will come back soon. From here, you can go ahead and post an announcement. So if I can pull up, let's say it's welcome to Canvas 101. You'll give a short message. You can select an attachment if you'd like to. We do have options to delay posting. So if you wanted to have this announcement be posted maybe in 2 days or every Friday, you can go ahead and schedule that. To schedule those postings, you do have to do that manually every week. So let's say you want to post a update weekly for your students via announcements. You will have to schedule that multiple times. There's no way to duplicate that. So here you could just click, I want this to post on Friday. Let's say we want this to be 11 a.m. And done. You also have the option to allow the users to comment if you'd like. If you have a podcast feed, you can go ahead and allow liking. So once we click, we'll just add some hello, just so that there's some text. If you hit save, you'll get a preview of that. And then once you go back home, you'll see that this is going to be posted, or I already posted this one. Mike, did you have a question?
Yes, I did. The question I have is there a way to choose who you want the announcements to go to? Like if it's just a certain few students?
So there's not a way to send them an announcement just to certain students. If you wanted to do that, I would suggest either using, depending on why you want to send, let's say your reason for sending a message or an announcement to those select few students, you would want to utilize in your gradebook, there's a message students who. So let's say if we go to grades and you want to message all the students who have not completed a knowledge check, you can select message students who, and then you'll get all of the students who have no submission. There's other options here too. Students who this item has not been graded. Marisol, yes, an announcement can be edited once it's sent. I can show you. So Mike, just to go back to your question, if you wanted to message the students for one of these reasons, you can message them that way. If not, just utilizing the Canvas inbox. If you wanted to post an announcement to one certain section, you do have that option. So if we go to this post, Marisol, if you want to see, I went back to my post or my announcement that I had just posted, and you can click edit, and then I'm able to edit this announcement. Over here, Mike, if you wanted to, maybe I only have one section in this course, but if you had multiple sections, you would be able to. And we're actually going to go through this, which is posting individual announcements to different sections. Let's say if you have a meta course, we'll be going over this, I think, in session 3, which will be next week. But this is a way that if you wanted to post that announcement because you wanted it to be to the certain students that are in a certain section, that's where you would edit that. I don't
Okay.
know. Did I answer?
Well, mostly, because I'm used to using Quick Mail in Moodle, and there you can select individual students or however many you want to send a certain message to or whatever. And I was trying to see what that would correspond to with this program.
So you can do that in so this is your course navigation menu. If you go to your inbox here, which is in the Canvas navigation menu, if you click here, and let me try and zoom in so that you all can see a little bit better. If you, does that help a little bit? If you go to, let's say, a specific course, I'm going to pick my solo course. I can create by clicking here, this compose a new message. I can select the students from this course using my address book. If I go to the option of students, I can select which students specifically I want to message, or I can just send a message to all students.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. All right, thank you.
Yes, no worries. And so that would be in the Canvas inbox. So it's like the quick mail feature in Moodle. It would be the Canvas inbox. Let me see. I think Stephen Ware asked something. Was this question answered? I'd like to know as well, as we have had this functionality with previous Canon announcement be edited once it has been sent. Yes. So if we go, let me just jump back here to one of my courses. And let's use this example. This was posted July 15th, this announcement. It was posted July 15th at 11 a.m. And you see how there's an edit button. You can select that edit button and you can edit your announcement. So here we go. Desiree gave you a little bit more in-depth answer. It can be it will be posted immediately. You do not have the 30-minute buffer as you did before. Yeah, that's true. So in Moodle, I think you had 30 minutes. Awesome. Then Stephen, we answered your question. And let me just run through here again to see. Okay. Awesome. So if I can just bring this back here. Sorry, y'all, I was not ready to present, but here we are. Okay, so I did want to share, this is pretty much the end of the training. There will be another training session tomorrow at 9 a.m. So you can go ahead and join us again. We do want to share with you some resource links. One of them being the office, our Office of Online Learning website. We have many videos that we've created that show you how to do all of these tasks. So if you go to the Office of Online Learning's website, under LMS Assistance, you can actually find Moodle tutorials and Canvas tutorials. So here you see these are all the Canvas how-to videos that our team has created for you. We also have handouts that we've created. And then we also have our request form, which if you click here on the home button, you'll see there's quick links. And we have the Moodle assistance form, which is going to be retiring in a few weeks. But we do have the Canvas assistance request form. So if you need meta courses created, if there's anything going on in your course that looks a little bit funky, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We can help you solve that problem. And that concludes the presentation. Let's see if we have any more questions. Please remind us one more time how to make the announcement be at the top of the course page. Yes, ma'am. So what you'll do is, let me go ahead and go here. As you can see, Annette pointed out that we do have the recent announcements at the very top of our Canvas course. This is a feature that you do have to enable. If you scroll down in your course menu, you'll go down and you'll find the settings option. It's at the very, very bottom. If you click here, you'll get to your course details. Just scroll down. You don't have to worry about any of this, but we're going to want to select more options. So when we go down here, you'll see that there's a little sentence that says show recent announcements on course homepage. We encourage everyone to utilize that, because when a student goes into their course for the first time, to see a welcome announcement at the very top, and then subsequently any other announcement that you post, it's just going to engage them and get them straight looking at that. Oh, okay, I need to check this out. So you have a limit. We recommend 5 or less, because then it's going to make your homepage look a little bit messy. But we have 3 enabled. You can choose how many you want to be at the very top of that homepage. So as long as this is check marked, you click the number of announcements that you want to be shown on your homepage, and then you'll select update course details. And then if you go back to the homepage, you'll see course was successfully updated. There they are. You're welcome, Annette. Thank you for asking that. That's actually a really good refresher that we needed to touch on. So thank you. Does anyone else have any other questions? Mr. Delgado?
Yes, I had a question about the roll call attendance. I noticed that in one of my courses, I have now an assignment labeled roll call attendance that also shows up in my grade book.
Yes, sir. So roll call connects to your grade book. It'll create, basically, if you're utilizing roll call, it's going to use that as it's going to add an assignment that's called roll call, and you can change the percentages. Let me see. I haven't added roll call to
Well,
this.
assuming I didn't want to include the attendance in the grading modules, would I be able to just delete that assignment per se?
Yeah, if you were just checking out the roll call feature in your course and then you do not want to utilize that, you could either change the assignment percentage to 0 or not to be counted towards your course, which I can show you here. Let's say we go to an assignment and we click edit options. You can go to that roll call and you can, if you wanted to use the roll call feature just for yourself, but not have it count towards the student's final grade, you can change that. So you could just put do not count this assignment towards the final grade and it will not count. You can also change the points if you'd like, or you can just delete it if you want to just remove
Right.
it.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that information.
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and stop presenting. Go ahead, Phyllis.
I hate to ask you to go over something again that you just did, but I went and tried to test the inbox in my Canvas course, and there's a course that I'm teaching even this semester, and it's not showing up on mine to even be able to get to those students to send like an email to just an individual student. So
And it's
I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or what.
is it it's a current semester? It's going on. It's
Yeah,
the summer.
I'm teaching
course?
one this semester.
Okay.
And that course is not showing up when I go to inbox and click on select courses. Even when I go to more courses, I still can't see my current course that I have this semester, this summer, is not showing up in the list.
That's I'd have to look at your account. Hold on, let me actually. So that shouldn't happen, but I can go ahead and look into. I can log in as.
I'm not the CME of that course, but I shouldn't have to be if I'm teaching it. I am the teacher.
No, as long as you're a teacher, it should be in your inbox under your courses because you're the. It would be any. Are you a non-editing teacher by any chance?
Oh, I may be a non-editing. Well, no, I'm grading stuff. Doesn't that mean I have editing rights if I'm grading for them this semester?
Not exactly.
Oh,
But,
let me go look real quick and I'll tell you. Let me see.
If you want, you can go ahead and submit a request, and I can take a look.
Okay. I'll do that
Yeah.
because it does show that I am a teacher.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and submit a request, and I can drop the request link for you.
Okay.
Oh, it's in here. And then, of course, I can look a little bit more in depth into that and see what the issue is.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Troy, but we could set up announcements before the course start date and set announcement date to post the announcement after the course date. Yes, sir. Debbie, how can I help you?
Hi, Victoria.
Hi.
I saw on the assignment where you made it checked a box where it wouldn't count towards the final grade. That option, is it available on quizzes built in Canvas? I'm not finding that box.
It's not available for the quizzes. We would have to change the points. It would
Okay.
be for assignments. Did you have a quiz, like maybe the syllabus quiz that you don't want it to?
It's like a pre-assessment for the module, and we're not wanting to count it towards a grade.
Okay, actually, you should be able to because it's under, if you want to also submit a request and we can look into it. So there's several ways that we can fix that for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Ungraded survey. There you go. Katrina, how can I help you?
Okay, on the attendance, is that an automated thing that gets put into class? Because I'm completely online and we don't do attendance. So is that?
No, you'd have to add that tab. Some instructors will be utilizing it. It's the same as in Moodle. Some people did and some people didn't. It's really your choice.
Okay.
You're not forced to use that though. That's up to you.
Okay, great.
It's an option. Absolutely. Well, I don't want to keep anybody if you don't have any more questions. Again, if you have a specific question that's towards your course, please submit a request and we can get on that and help you out one-on-one. You're welcome, Debbie. Did anyone else have any other general questions about what we covered? Mike, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I was trying to see, you had that one list of all those useful links. I don't quite remember how you got to that.
Oh, so let me go ahead and show you, okay?
All right.
I can show you to how to navigate from the portal. Is that okay?
Yes, that'll be fine.
Okay, so let me share this window. So the website, that page that I showed you was actually the Office of Online Learning's website. So if you go to the portal and then click the drop down of departments, scroll down to student learning, we'll just carefully find online learning. So if you select online learning, you'll get the online learning portal page. And right here where it says links, there'll be a little link that says online resources. So if you click that, it opens up our online learning office website. And then here is where you can see those quick links. Up at the very top, you'll see LMS Assistance, and that's the Canvas tutorials. We still have Moodle tutorials up for now, but there's Canvas tutorials and all the videos and handouts.
Okay, thank you. And I got one last question.
Yes, sir.
I'm wanting to make sure that our students are prepared to use Canvas. And so when I told them to log in to the TSTC website, when they see the big red Canvas announcement stuff, there should be a link that they can get to that gives them an introduction to Canvas. Is that correct?
So all students for this fall semester were enrolled by their enrollment coaches in the solo course that we have, and the solo course explains. Go ahead, Jess. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I did speak to some of the enrollment coaches, and returning students who are currently in Moodle are not necessarily being added to the solo course. What I did recommend to the enrollment area, department is to provide the tutorial videos that the team has created in that correspondence, so the students will have those videos available to them. But any new students attending this fall, they are enrolled in the solo.
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because a lot of my students are going from fourth semester to fifth semester, which is what I teach, and they're not in the solo program. So that's why I was wondering again, how are y'all going to do that, or what we had to do to make sure they were on board with everything.
Yeah, you can either direct them to the videos, or advise them to get with their enrollment coaches to get added to the solo, just so they can have access to that and navigate through that course to become familiar with it. Or just just let us know what we can do for you. We can also send you those videos, and you can provide it to them as well if you'd like.
Yeah, yes, I'd be interested in that. As far getting a list of the videos that I could send to them, and they can be responsible for getting those knocked out and at least looking at them to start with. So I'd be definitely interested in having me be able to forward those to my particular group. That'd be great.
Okay, sounds good. We'll make sure to get that over to you.
Thank you so much.
If anybody who wanted those, if you could put in a request so I can get those out to you, that would be helpful, just so I don't miss anybody for the student videos. And then we'll find a way to get those added into maybe Gina's weekly email or biweekly email, so everyone has access to them.
I'm so sorry, guys. My internet dropped. I hear the wind outside, so maybe I'm going to get lucky like Miss Kimberly there and get some rain. But I apologize. Sounds like my team took care of the rest of it, but I'm more than happy to address any additional questions that you may have. Yes, ma'am.
I was just going to ask, okay, I've been doing Canvas, but I haven't messed with the toolbar very much. I know the one on the left, the dark blue one, is there. That you don't change that. But the one to the right of it with the announcements, modules, grades, the students see all those links, correct? Unless you turn them off.
Excellent question. Yes, ma'am. It's very easily expandable. Anytime you're within a course, you'll be able to see that as long as you're in there. If you don't see it when you come to a course, because that's the only place you'll see it. If I'm just in my dashboard, I won't see it. But if you're in the course itself, the little 3 lines up there at the top, that hamburger icon, will expand or contract that. And yes, you will be able to see that. And if there are certain things that you would like to put in there that maybe aren't there, you can change in that navigation tab.
So the students can see all those links right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I can remove some of those links that I think they don't need to see, like lockdown browser and things like that.
Yes, ma'am. If you come in that menu all the way down here to the bottom where it says settings and click on that, and the first thing is going to be like your course details. But this right here, that third tab over to the right that says navigation, if you click here, and let's say you don't want them to see something specific in there, like the lockdown browser, click it, drag it, and drop it down here to hide the item, and then just make sure that you click save. It'll take it right off that menu for you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Let's see. I see there's something in chat. Okay. Yes, that's right. Desiree's right. Unless it's got a little hidden icon with the eye. Good call out, Desiree. Yeah, if you'll see down here where the little eye is like marked out, the students aren't going to be able to see that. That's just for you. Okay. Thank you, Mia.